This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. I'm Amy Goodman. We end today's show looking at the Trump administration's escalating crackdown on academia and free speech. University of California, Berkeley said Friday it's provided Trump officials with the names of at least 160 students, faculty, and staff complying with a federal investigation into alleged anti-Semitism on college campuses. On September 4th, UC Berkeley's top lawyer, David Robinson, sent a letter to each person whose name and information had been shared with the federal government. The letter said in part, the Education Department's Office of Civil Rights, quote, required production of comprehensive documents, including files and reports related to alleged anti-Semitic incidents, unquote. The latest comes after UC Berkeley Chancellor Rich Lyons was grilled by Republican lawmakers in Congress in July on anti-Semitism. This is Republican Congressmember Lisa McClain of Michigan questioning Lyons.
So why do you think Jewish students don't feel safe at your university in which you're in charge of? Just curious.
Well, I think part of safety for most people is some of it is physical, some of it is more emotional, and am I being harassed, but not necessarily being confronted with potential violence. So I've admitted already there is anti-Semitism on campus.
That was Republican Congressmember Lisa McClain of Michigan questioning UC Berkeley Chancellor Rich Lyons in July. The Trump administration's targeted dozens of colleges across the country in aggressive crackdown on Palestinian solidarity, activism, and peaceful protests, threatening to cut off federal funding to academic institutions, persecuting in particular international students involved with the pro-Palestine movement. Scholars and others have likened these attacks to McCarthyism. Last week, a federal judge in Boston handed Harvard University a victory, saying the Trump administration's freeze on billions of dollars in federal research funding was illegal. In her ruling, Judge Allison Burroughs said she found it, quote, difficult to conclude anything other than that the Trump administration used anti-Semitism as a smokescreen for a targeted, ideologically motivated assault on this country's premier universities, and did so in a way that runs afoul of federal law, the federal judge wrote. For more, we're joined here in New York by Judith Butler, philosopher, political commentator, gender studies scholar. Judith Butler is among the UC Berkeley faculty whose names were handed over to the Trump administration. They're distinguished professor in the Graduate School of the University of California, Berkeley, and the Hannah Arendt Chair at the European Graduate School. They're on the Academic Council of Jewish Voice for Peace. Judith Butler is the author of numerous books, most recently, Who's Afraid of Gender? And their new piece in the Chronicle of Higher Education is titled When Universities Become Informants, a practice from the McCarthy era makes an ugly return. Welcome to Democracy Now! It's great to have you with us. So your name is one of 160 that UC Berkeley handed over to the Trump administration?
Yes, it's good to be here, Amy, and thank you so much for the coverage of Gaza that you've been providing so consistently from October 7th on and before. And it's extremely important for all of us that you continue to do so. Indeed, Gaza is the background for this particular issue at UC Berkeley because the students, the faculty, the staff who have opposed genocide or who have supported Palestinian rights and freedoms have been consistently accused of anti-Semitism, even though there is no good evidence that anti-Semitism is rampant on campus. To take a position against genocide is certainly not an anti-Semitic thing to do. Most Jews are against genocide, and we were taught to be against genocide. And we were taught as well that never again is a slogan that should apply to all people. But a genocide can't take place without suppressing political speech and without suppressing educational efforts that will explain what genocide is and how it's happening now. So part of what we're seeing is the accusation of anti-Semitism being used as a cudgel to suppress speech, to threaten people. it is, of course, appalling to me as a UC Berkeley faculty member who put 30 years into that institution, or almost, to see that the administration would hand over names and files when we ourselves, many of us at least, most of us, have never been apprised of the allegation. We still don't know what the allegation is. We don't have any access to the file. So the internal...
Was it the first time you learned that your name was handed over on Friday when you got the letter from the Cal lawyer?
Yes, it's the first time I learned that there might have been an allegation against me, and I just still don't know what the allegation is. So some students have gone through investigations. They know what the allegations are, and their files were forwarded. But most of us learned that there is an allegation, that it was forwarded, and we also learned that we have never known what the allegation is. We still don't know. We have no right to know. And the reason for that is that the internal protocol of the University of California, it has an Office for the Prevention of Harassment and Discrimination. It ceased to operate in light of this investigation. This investigation from the Department of Education took precedence over internal protocols. So we don't have any rights to know the allegation against us.
And how does it put you at risk?
Well, I am probably less at risk than most of the other people who are named, which is one reason I've gone public with this. But there are students named who are international students who are on visas. There are lecturers named who do not have protections under academic freedom, who also sometimes are on visas. They can be detained, they can be abducted, they can be, as we know from Tufts, from Columbia, they can be stopped on the street, they can be detained, they can be deported, they can lose their job, they can lose their place in the university, become expelled.
I wanted to play a clip before the end of the show. I mean, the coming together of all of what happened last week, the assassination of Charlie Kirk. In late May, he posted this exchange with a student on his official YouTube channel.
The humanities as they're configured are wretched to the core with anti-Western teaching, anti-American literature.
Anti-Western teaching?
An emphasis on Herbert Marcuse and Angela Davis and Kimberly Crenshaw and Judith Butler and Derek Bell.
What's wrong with Angela Davis? She's a great woman.
What, Angela Davis, the outspoken vocal communist?
Yeah.
She's a great woman.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. That's why kids shouldn't go to college, to learn from communists.
That was Charlie Kirk, who we just have 30 seconds for your response.
Well, I'm very proud to be put in a club with Angela Davis and Kimberly Crenshaw. I mean, that's just beautiful. And I stand by them. And hopefully we're all able to continue educating and lecturing without further political repression.
I want to thank you, Judith Butler, for being with us. We're going to do part 2 after the show and post it at Democracy Now! Judith Butler is a philosopher and professor at the University of California, Berkeley. We'll link to their new piece in the Chronicle of Higher Education headlined, "When Universities Become Informants, a Practice from the McCarthy Era Makes an Ugly Return." That does it for our show. Very happy birthday to Sam Alcoff. Democracy Now! Produced with Mike Burke, Renee Feltz, Dina Guzder, Messiah Rhodes, Nermeen Sheikh, Maria Terracena, Nicole Salazar. I'm Amy Goodman. Thanks for watching Democracy Now! On YouTube. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to make sure you never miss a video. And for more of our audience-supported journalism, go to democracynow.org, where you can download our news app, sign up for our newsletter, subscribe to the daily podcast, and so much more.